This video contains descriptions of successful persons, as well as suggestions on how to achieve one's goals. IT also presented many guidelines and suggestions on how to become a happy and fulfilled person. This is presented by Group Tenzia Ra Lao and Sophia Hippos.
Good day everyone. So before we start our discussion, we will show you first a video about Jonathan Livingston Seagull by Richard Bach. So,
Jonathan Livingston Seagull by Richard Bach. Interpretation and illustrations by Adam Webb. The morning was bright and the sun was high in the sky. Jonathan Livingston Seagull was not with his flock looking for breakfast. He was far away from any boat or land learning how to fly, for he loved to fly. Jonathan practiced over and over his dives, flying higher and higher each time. He flew so high that all of the other seagulls and the boats below looked like specks on the water's surface. With each dive, Jonathan would travel faster and faster, but he could not maintain control at these speeds, and he would crash into the water each time. But he was determined that he could do it, that he could fly faster than any seagull ever has and stay in control. Finally, Jonathan Livingston Seagull got the idea of how to use his wings like that of a falcon. And one bright morning, he broke the speed record for how fast a seagull could fly. He rocketed through the morning flock searching for breakfast. Later that evening, he flew to shore. Jonathan saw all of the flock on the beach's shore. He was so excited and could not wait to tell the others what he had accomplished. But when Jonathan got to the shore, the elder seagull called him to the center. Jonathan Livingston Seagull was called to the center for bringing shame to his flock. He had upset two elder seagulls with his high speed flying that morning. Jonathan's parents were heartbroken of his shame. The elder seagull turned away and would not listen to what Jonathan had to say. So, Jonathan was banned from the flock. He was destined to spend out his days alone at sea. Jonathan spent his days flying far out over the sea. He fed on the best fish and the most tasty insects on isolated islands. And he continued to experiment with his flying techniques. Jonathan reached faster speeds every day. Then one day, while he was flying high above the clouds, Jonathan met two silver-white seagulls. They were beautiful to behold. Jonathan tested out their flying abilities and they were just as good as him. Jonathan flew on with the two other bright seagulls who claimed to be his brothers. They flew Jonathan so high that he thought he must be in heaven. Then, without another word, they left Jonathan on his way. He kept telling himself that he was in heaven. Finally, Jonathan made his way to a beach where a few seagulls had gathered. He thought that there must be more seagulls around if this was heaven. Then he met Sullivan, who told him that he had only ascended to the next level. Sullivan told Jonathan that he had much yet to learn. So Jonathan practiced and flew with Sullivan's seagull. Then it came the day that Jonathan wished to return home to his flock. Sullivan wished him well, and Jonathan Livingston Seagull, the outcast, flew back home. Before reaching his flock, however, he met a young seagull named Fletcher Lynn Seagull. Jonathan took him under his wing and taught him how to fly. After tirelessly training members in his flock, it was time for Jonathan to leave. Fletcher and the other seagulls asked him why he had to leave. Before he could properly answer Fletcher and the others, Jonathan began to glow and shimmer. Jonathan Livingston Seagull became transparent. They watched as he grew farther and farther away from them. Then he was gone. Fletcher Lynn Seagull continued with the training that he had learned from Jonathan. Now, it was Fletcher's turn to learn.
So, Jonathan Livingston Seagull is a model of one who achieved his life goals in spite of difficulties and constraints. He was able to do it because of a mix of several factors: clear-cut life goals, persistence and perseverance in pursuing his dreams, adherence to a philosophy of loving and helping others, practice of skills and perfection, positive attitude, and recognition of limitless possibilities. So, what lessons from Jonathan Livingston Seagull's story can guide us in our life? Are there parallel circumstances in our own life? And how did we overcome them?
So the following are some points to ponder. So number 1, pursue your life goals with determination. In this process, do not allow failures or errors to discourage you from seeing your goals to finish. Second, once you learn something new, make sure to share it with others. Show helpfulness, love, and generosity to others. Third, do not be satisfied with the difficult. Strive to go beyond the ordinary. Fourth, always have a humble heart when dealing with people. 5. Be a model so as to influence other people. 6. Be creative in the ways of pursuing your goals. 7. Be the best of what you can be and influence other people to do the same. And lastly, patience is a virtue in pursuing your goals. Maslow Hierarchy of Needs. In Module 8, you have learned about Maslow Hierarchy of Needs. To emphasize, the theory contends that people go through stages and levels of personal development, the highest of which is self-actualization or self-fulfillment. Further, each stage is characterized by the kind of need which the person should strive to satisfy first before he or she can successfully satisfy the next level. The needs are broadly categorized into two, which is the deficiency and the growth needs. They progress from something basic like food to the more abstract and complex, such as truth, beauty, and justice. Individuals in the process of self-actualizing or are self-actualized manifest certain characteristics and behaviors. Foremost, they are generally happy and feel contented. They do not get upset or angry over trivial matters or even failures. They also focus more on the good or positive side of other people rather than on their negative points. Moreover, they are generous with their time and effort in helping others. These people are optimists who look at the bright side of life. They do not easily brood nor worry about day-to-day problems. They have a broad perspective about life in general. Finally, they deeply care for the community, country, and the humanity as a whole by doing things that are redound to the general good. So, what is success? Success is defined as the state of accomplishment or achievement resulting from an endeavor. To King 2004, success is relative and the term means different things to various people. Thus, for some, success means having material possession like a car or a house. On the other hand, some people think of success as having a good family life, happy home, a feeling of contentment or ease, or always being in love. King further believes that Success means not only being able to achieve or fulfill one's goals, but also having positive feelings of happiness, joy, love, peace of mind, self-respect, greatness, and freedom from worry, anxiety, guilt, or failure. He states that many people associate success with the acquisition or possession of tangible or material things, but the very root of success is the positive feelings that come with accomplishments and achievements. King raises three important questions you can ask yourself to help you understand life itself. So, the first one is, what is my life for? These questions requires you to have a long and true look within yourself, your abilities, your characteristics, your life interests, and the like, as well as your weaknesses. Next is, what do I want to happen to my life? Now, okay. These questions requires you to have a clear picture of your goals, both short range or long range. And lastly, how can I achieve it? These questions requires you to know how to accomplish your goals. Do you have the resources and the support to achieve your goals? Personal mission statement presents one's own personal philosophy or beliefs that states his or her objectives in life and how he or she wants to accomplish them. It focuses on what one wants to be and to do, and on the values or principles upon which they are based, and it is according to Kobe 2004. There are no hard and fast rules in writing one personal mission statement. It can be a list of declarations or a paragraph. Having a clear-cut goals is the key to achieving anything in life successfully. A goal is a result toward which effort is directed, or a point and or place that one is striving to reach. Goals must be realistic, but at the same time attractive, so as to excite one into achieving them. If your goals are so not clear in your mind, you may divide or chop them into smaller pieces to make them more attainable. Think a cake. It might be difficult for you to eat the whole cake as it is. Besides, if you eat the cake without finishing it in one sitting, what is left will not look palatable or attractive. Thus, it to better to divide the cake into slices. The same way you should do with your goals. King adds that there are specific goals which, when combined together, make one big goal called success. Mental, emotional success. Having a good grasp of your mind, feelings, and emotions. Spiritual success. Balancing the needs of the body and the spirit. Personal success. Overcoming a weakness or disability. Career success. Accomplishing work objective financial success. Earning enough of one's needs or more. Social success. Getting well along with and being held in respect by others. Physical success. Having a healthy and sound body. And lastly, family success. Maintaining harmony and achieving fulfillment as a family. So there are some guidelines. He's setting specific goals as follow. Time frame of your goals. Some goals can take a lifetime to achieve, but some are intermediate or short term. Break long-range goals into smaller ones to make them more achievable. Set expressive goals. Be precise and make positive statements. Say, for example, I will speak well of my associates, rather than I will avoid gossiping about my associates. Prioritize your goals. When you have many goals, give each a priority number. Prioritizing your goals will help you attain them more neatly and easily, rather than dealing with all of them simultaneously. Base your goals on performance, not just outcomes. Set goals which you have the power and the ability to achieve. Set specific goals. Be as specific as possible, but not too detailed. For example, if your goal is to avoid getting fat in the future, say, I want to avoid getting too fat by refraining from eating in between meals. Make your goals realistic. Set goals that are based on your expectations, not those of others. And lastly, think beyond your goals. Think or visualize other things you want to achieve upon accomplishing one goal.
Hello everyone! In the first part of this video, Ms. Zaira started the discussion about goal setting and success. As continuation, I will present to you the different guidelines and advices given by two inspirational authors, King and William Gresham. William Gresham, one of the motivational authors, gives 8 advices in pursuing one's goals. First is have a clear purpose. For a dream to become a goal, it must always be specific. You have to write down exactly what you want in life. Remember, be specific. If your goal is to become a teacher, just focus on steps and techniques on how to become a teacher. So have a clear purpose. Second is be totally committed. Once you have identified and clarified your goals, emotionally commit to it. For those who want to become a teacher, say it now, I will become a teacher. I will become a teacher. But don't just say it, emotionally commit to it and believe that someday in the future, you will become a teacher. Third is reiterate your goals. Review your goals as often as possible. You might need to repeat them at certain times. Talk to people about your goals so they may help you attain them. Talk to different people, your friends, families about your goals, and especially to professionals, so that they may share their techniques and steps they use in reaching their goals. Fourth is write down your goals. Keep your goals. Keep journals, though old-fashioned they may be, on which to write and review your goals. The journals will help you to be aware and conscious of your goals. Fifth is record your achievements. Documenting your achievements makes you feel empowered, and it is a reminder that motivates you to achieve more. The sixth advice is create a well-defined plan. A plan acts as some kind of blueprint that turns your goals into reality. Set date, devise techniques, formulate habits, and prioritize your steps. Seventh is work on your goals step by step and day by day. Spend time and energy in achieving your goals on a regular data basis. Goals cannot be achieved in an instant. It takes time, effort, and patience. in achieving them. The last advice given by William Gratian is review and evaluate. Set aside to review your accomplishment and achievement. By doing this, you can also avoid and anticipate failure. One's attitude towards learning is a key factor to success. King in 2004 suggests guidelines in making the mind a repository of knowledge. According to him, learning does not only give you facts, ideas, and information. It also provides the power to think. Thus, you can achieve your goals and turn your dream into reality with learning. You should not be content with what you know now, but rather strive to gain and acquire more knowledge.
First, desire for nothing but knowledge. Information comes in different forms. Develop the motivation for gaining long-term knowledge for its benefits. Second, assess the information you really need. Use only the information you think will help you in the future. Third, know where to get the best information. Many sources of information are available. However, always consider the quality of the information you gather. Fourth, create mental databases which you can utilize for practical recall. You can do this technique by memorizing significant and important materials. Fifth, recall the specific information periodically. Use the knowledge which enhances your learning skills. Sixth, do not spare time on managing your knowledge. You must have a way of assuring yourself that only the material you have chosen and selected to learn is worth the time you put in it. It must be updated, useful, and properly formulated. And last, develop your writing skills. Writing is one of the best ways to develop your mental skills. For a start, you can keep a diary or journal of your thoughts, ideas, insights, and the like. You can also opt to write letters so you can share and exchange views with other people.
The following are guidelines in developing a positive attitude towards learning. This is provided by King in 2004. First is always be teachable. Keep your mind open because a closed mind slows down the learning process. Second is self-development, not self-fulfillment. Self-development is a process of trying to raise yourself in a higher match level. On the other hand, self-fulfillment is trying to please yourself continuously and being happy and content with what you have achieved. So in order to develop our positive attitude towards learning, we should be in a self-development, not in self-fulfillment. Third is be a consistent learner. Make each experience a learning experience. Surround yourself with learning moments, people, and anything or anybody that you could gain insights from. And lastly, develop a plan for growth. It is a constructive things to do that can expand your mental abilities. Goal setting is not just about reaching one's destination. It also implies going for another goal after one has been achieved. If you successfully attain one goal, aspire for another. Never stop learning so you will keep growing. It is important that you stay focused, optimistic, God-centered, and have a positive attitude that gives you an edge over others. Never stop learning because success is just around the corner. At some point of your life, you may experience failure. Failure is the inability to achieve one's goals. It is said that an experience of failure makes one stronger, provided that he or she knows how to apply the lessons gained from that episode. Thus, you should not avoid failure. Rather, embrace it and look at it as a learning experience. King in 2004 provides 7 guidelines on how to deal with failure gracefully. First is zero in on failure. Separate a failure at a task in a failure as a person. Failure in one area does not make one a total failure. Keep it in a proper perspective and concept. It should be taken as life's reality. For some, failure serves as motivation to work or strive harder. Number 2, find out where you exactly went wrong. Study your limitations objectively. In determining the problem, look at yourself first rather than at other people or what's wrong with the world. Strive to maintain objectivity in analyzing the cause or causes of the failure. Third, change your attitude or mindset towards failure. The corresponding change in your ideas about failure will follow. The experience should not be seen as failure per se, because there are many things both within and outside of your control that can explain it. Fourth, come up with failure strategy. Don't expect failure, but be sure to anticipate courses of actions in case it happens. The fifth guideline is look for good alternatives to what you are doing. In case you are not doing well in your present position, you should have a fallback or alternatives in which you will feel happier. Sixth, make effective decisions to avoid repeating mistakes. Do not ask others to make decisions for you. You may ask for comments and suggestions from them, but the final decision rests on you. And last, visualize the effects of your decisions. Be realistic about what will happen after you make decisions. Avoid going into a debate or arguments with regards to its effects. Anticipate pros and cons about your choice. According to King in 2004, spirituality mostly refers to an individual practice related to a sense of peace and purpose. It is also associated with the process of developing beliefs around the meaning of life. Most people believe in a higher force called God, Allah, Yahweh, Enlightened One, Higher Being, etc. But the fact remains that when you are aware of that force, you realize that it is the main source of your inspiration to excel or succeed. The vehicle for realizing this force is faith. Faith is a firm belief or conviction not based on external evidence or proof. It is the confidence on what you do not see but rather feel. When you say you have faith, you acknowledge the force that guides, motivates, and propels you to reach your goals. Faith energizes the mind and the body as well as enables people to perceive possibilities, improve their powers or discernment, and leads them to excel. King in 2004 and Gratian in 2005 lay out some guidelines for spiritual success. First, minimize materialistic thoughts. Materialistic thoughts are associated with self-centered perceptions like pride, power, fame, dominion, and the like. Many of these ideas dominate because of the lack of faith. Second, generate peaceful, serene thoughts. Regularly spend time each day in quiet moments when you can feel and think more deeply about your mission in life. Third, create a spiritual image. Project a happy image even without the trappings of material things like a house or a car. Fourth, face reality with faith. Facing especially your worst fears will enable you to cope better with challenges and problems. Fifth, live for a higher purpose. People need to earn money to eat and sustain the physical selves, but it must always be remembered that the chief goal of life is happiness. Sixth, find a spiritual role model. Find people you look up to with attributes that you idealize and draw inspirations from them. Emulate a great person. 7. Think of your world as a battle between good and evil. Your life is meant to raise the standard of goodness to a higher level. 8. Realize that your presence or influence will outlast your life. That is reality. How would you want others to remember you? Is it through good times and the good things you did? 9th, emphasize rejoicing in life rather than surviving in life. The more meaning you see in life, the easier you will find it good. This advice does not necessarily require one to be very religious, but just to believe that there is a plan, point, or purpose of life. 10. Read inspiring literature. Read stories of achievement, success, and faith. Watch programs that teach life lessons. The key to successful living is learning to communicate and to commune with the source. Praying or communing with the higher power is the highest form of channeling power to one's soul. In praying, you recharge your body and feel relaxed. Think of prayer not as talking to God, but however you can conceive Him to be but talking to God. It is a companionship, a walk in a park, or watching the lovely sunset.